In a world where wealth often creates walls instead of bridges, a single incident can reveal the true nature of a person's heart. This is the story of a rich man who thought that money gave him the right to play with the dignity of others, and a homeless man who proved that value does not lie in possessions but in character. It all began on a bright afternoon when a wealthy man, known in his circle for his arrogance and love for cruel jokes, decided to entertain his friends with a strange idea. He wanted to show his superiority by giving a homeless man a gift, not a gift of kindness but one meant to humiliate. The item of this so-called generosity was an old sick horse, a creature so weak that it could barely stand, its ribs showing through the thin layer of skin, its eyes tired and dull. To the rich man, this was nothing more than a way to laugh. To his friends, it was a spectacle. They gathered to witness the mockery, ready to burst into laughter at the sight of a poor man accepting something so worthless. The homeless man, who had been sitting quietly near the market square, had no idea that he was about to become the center of a cruel game. Life had already taken much from him. Once a hard-working farmer, a series of misfortunes, bad harvests, illness, and betrayal, had left him without land, family, or a home. He survived by collecting scraps and doing odd jobs, his clothes tattered but his spirit strangely calm. When the rich man approached, offering the old horse with a smirk, the poor man looked at him with cautious eyes. The crowd whispered and chuckled, waiting for him to reject the gift or perhaps beg for something more useful. But to their surprise, the homeless man did neither. He simply bowed his head and accepted the reins with quiet gratitude. There was no anger in his eyes, no sign of humiliation, only a simple, "Thank you," that silenced even the loudest laugh for a brief second. The rich man, amused by this unexpected reaction, laughed even louder. He thought the poor man's acceptance was proof of desperation, that he would take anything, even a burden. "Take good care of your prize," the rich man mocked, his friends joining in the chorus of laughter. But the homeless man did not respond. He patted the horse gently, whispered something only the animal could hear, and led it away from the jeering crowd. That small act of kindness toward the weak creature left an unexpected weight in the air, a weight that even the richest wallet could not lift. Days passed, and the story seemed to fade from the minds of those who had witnessed it. But something remarkable began to happen. The homeless man, instead of abandoning the sick horse as everyone assumed he would, cared for it with the little he had. He cleaned its wounds, fed it bits of bread and grass, and gave it water every morning. People who passed by began to notice the quiet man and his horse. They saw how he spoke to the animal as if it were a friend, how he shared his meager meals without complaint. Slowly, the horse began to regain strength. Its eyes brightened, its coat, though still thin, started to show a faint shine. The bond between man and animal grew stronger each day, and their presence began to soften the hearts of those around them. One morning, a local farmer noticed the horse while passing through the village. He was amazed at the improvement and stopped to speak with the homeless man. After examining the animal more closely, the farmer realized something astonishing. Despite its frail appearance, the horse was of a rare and valuable breed, one known for its endurance and intelligence. With proper care, it could be trained for work or even racing. The farmer offered to buy the horse, but the homeless man politely declined. He explained that the horse was not a possession to be traded but a companion who had given him purpose when he had none. Word of this unusual friendship spread quickly. People began to visit, bringing food, blankets, and even small amounts of money, touched by the homeless man's dedication and humility. The rich man who had started it all eventually heard of the change. Curious and slightly irritated, he went to see for himself. What he found left him speechless. The once sickly horse now stood tall and alert, its eyes clear and full of life. Beside it stood the homeless man, no longer just a figure of pity but someone admired by the community. Children ran to greet him, villagers offered kind words, and even travelers paused to listen to his story. The rich man felt a strange mix of emotions, shame, confusion, and a quiet respect he did not want to admit. His attempt to mock had become a lesson in dignity, compassion, and the unpredictable ways of life. When he finally approached the homeless man, the rich man struggled to find the right words. He offered an awkward apology, admitting that he had meant the horse as a joke. The homeless man simply smiled and said, "Sometimes the gifts we think are worthless are the ones that save us." Those words struck the rich man like a heavy bell. He realized that his wealth had blinded him to the true value of kindness and the quiet strength of those who endure suffering with grace. He left that day a changed man, though he did not fully understand the depth of the transformation. Over time, the homeless man's life began to shift. With the help of the villagers and the growing attention from travelers, he was able to find steady work caring for animals. The horse became a symbol of resilience, drawing visitors who wanted to see the creature that had gone from sickness to strength. The man who once had nothing now had purpose, friendship, and a place in the hearts of many. He never sought revenge on the rich man nor held a grudge. Instead, he used his story to teach others that even in the harshest circumstances, love and care can turn ridicule into redemption. This story, though simple, carries a profound message for anyone willing to listen. Wealth may buy comfort, but it cannot purchase wisdom or compassion. Power may create fear, but it can never command respect that comes from genuine kindness. The homeless man, with nothing to his name, proved that dignity is not measured by possessions but by actions. His gentle care for a dying horse revealed a truth the rich man had forgotten, that every life, no matter how broken or small, holds value beyond price. For those who watched the transformation, the lesson was unforgettable. They saw that laughter built on cruelty always turns hollow, while acts of quiet love echo far beyond their moment. The horse, once a tool of mockery, became a bridge between worlds of wealth and poverty, reminding everyone that the greatest treasures are often hidden in the places we least expect. The rich man's cruel game ended not in humiliation for the homeless man but in a triumph of spirit that humbled even the proud. And so, what began as a thoughtless gesture became a story told again and again, inspiring hearts to look beyond appearances and find the worth in every living soul. Life has a way of turning the tables when least expected. A gift meant to degrade became a blessing. A man stripped of everything found meaning in a creature others had dismissed. A wealthy man who once believed he owned the world learned that the greatest power lies not in wealth but in humility. In the end, the sick horse and the homeless man walked together into a future neither of them could have imagined, leaving behind a lesson for all. Kindness, no matter how small, has the power to heal what money can never touch.